Dr. Carol Francis, I'm so glad you could join us on the show to make life happen. This show is all about you being able to get very close to your own ability to change your life and people's life around you. With me today is Michael Ortiz Hill. He is one of my favorite authors. He writes with a heart, with a reality, with a down-to-earth, and with a spirit as well, to instruct us, by way of his own humanness, how to live a life of compassion for ourselves and for those individuals that we happen to come upon. Michael, thank you for coming here today.
Thank you.
You have so much to teach us, and one of which is that you have a book about to come out called The Craft of Compassion. And how interesting to have to turn compassion into a craft we have to learn, and yet you have broken it down with so many tools where we can really embrace what compassion is and how we can create it all around us, inside us. So welcome.
I'm delighted to be here.
Where would you like to start?
Where indeed? Well, you know, at the beginning of the book, I mean, the beginning of the craft of compassion is self-compassion. And that's where we tend to be, how do you say, we tend to be harsh on ourselves. How to speak of the craft of the self-compassion, it's been, whatever, 12 years, 14 years since I was initiated as a Nanga, as a medicine man.
In Africa,
in
right?
Africa, in Zimbabwe, with the Shona and the Ndebele people. And the essential truth of initiation in Zimbabwe is one is initiated by the spirit of sacred illness. The understanding is the ancestors visit illness upon those who they are calling to be medicine men, medicine women.
So this is a gift.
Totally a gift.
What a different frame of reference. Illness as a gift.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now we have many skeptics out there saying, how dare you curse me with this gift?
Well, yes, it can feel that way,
yes.
for sure. Yeah.
So what was your own experience of this?
Well, my first, I mean, in Zimbabwe, it was recognized that I had many of the symptoms of what is called water spirit disease. And the water spirits, the Njusu, are the oldest of the ancestors, preceding any time, they're spirits of water. They preceding any time human beings ever came upon the planet, basically. And, oh, water spirit illness, one is erratic, one is, you have a quality of empathy that undoes you. It's like you have no skin.
You can feel everything.
Oh, totally. Totally.
No distance from you and another.
Exactly, and you're not very effective because of that. The thing with any sacred illness is, firstly, you say, thank you, God, for bringing me this.
Amazing.
And then you say, teach me how to listen, because the illness has come to instruct you. And I was, the only cure for water spirit illness is to be initiated as a Nanga, as a medicine person, medicine man, medicine woman, in the Ngoma, the water spirits. And I was. And then I came back from Africa and was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Multiple sclerosis.
Yeah.
And at the time that you were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, did you remember that this is what you had actually gone to Africa seeking the lesson of illness, the blessing of illness?
It was a great gift that I had been initiated before I was diagnosed with MS, because I knew that this is clearly a sacred illness, and whatever I had to go through, which was fierce, it was about learning what MS had come to teach me.
Now I know that you and your wife, Dina Metzger, has, both of you have written and conducted groups, done healings, with the idea that the illness that this person comes to you with is a gift to be listened to.
Yeah.
But you are not suggesting that this is something that you don't experience the pain of.
Oh,
or the
there's no way
irritation or
around
the
that.
anger
No,
of it.
no, of course.
And in your own description of multiple sclerosis, do you dare go there? Share us. Take us
sure.
down this tormenting
I wrote about that.
path. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time, I mean, before I was even diagnosed with MS, I went to the forest to have a cave north of, well, in the Big Sur area in California here, where I've spent 2 years alone, going back, you know, a little bit every year, every few years. And I walked to the cave. It took me 10 hours to walk what I knew to be an hour and a half walk. My legs were really funky. It wasn't clear to me that I was going to be able to walk out. I was alone for 2 weeks. And I was sinking into the symptoms that I was with. And I said, you know, whatever, the fetish of certainty was given, I had to give it up. I didn't know what, for all I knew, I'm a nurse. I could have something terminal. I didn't know if I was going to live. I didn't know if I'd be paralyzed. I didn't know whether I'd be, it was...
What were you experiencing? I mean, what was happening? Your body was literally no longer following the commands of your brain.
Well, yeah.
In any way.
Oh, yeah. And that's
in any
multiple
way.
Sclerosis, sure.
What
I
was-
can very
what-
much remember when I was sitting on a couch with my wife, and I could not lift my leg up. I couldn't move. I knew I was asking my leg to lift up, but I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
What were the other signs, symptoms,
Oh,
troubles,
there's a
torments?
whole range, you know. First time I had an exacerbation is what they call it with MS. I thought I was losing my eyesight. I mean, I couldn't drive, that's for sure. It was very blurry. I was incontinent of feces and urine. Walking was a big problem. I mean, for years I couldn't walk without a cane. That was just not doable. I was more or less half out of my mind, especially with steroid therapy. Steroid therapy is a wonderful thing because it would bring back my legs when I couldn't use them, and it was also driving me crazy. Spent a month and a half without sleep. It makes you nuts.
And you did go nuts.
Hmm?
You did go nuts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Quite. Yeah. I'm
Michael,
serious.
you're sitting before us and you look so sane and well put together, and you're walking and you do hikes
Yeah,
and you walk your
sure.
wolf dog and you
Oh yeah. Sure.
you lead groups. And so it's kind of hard to
Mhm.
actually envision you as someone so crippled, maimed, crawling,
Yeah.
falling,
Oh yeah.
unable to talk.
Mm. Well, that's, you know, I do consider MS the great gift of my adult life.
Amazing.
Both the MS and the giving up of the MS. And I haven't had anything like an exacerbation for almost 3 years now. And I know that I have given over the MS. I know I'm free. And my neurologist, he said he was shocked when he saw my MRI.
You've had 3 tests verifying that you are completely cured of what doctors considered an incurable autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
It's been verified by
Oh, yeah.
Western medicine.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
verified by the way you live.
Sure.
You're in such stark contrast to where you came. The
Yeah.
people who are watching this, who have relatives or themselves with MS, doctors
Yeah.
would find this literally unbelievable,
Oh,
and yet here you are. And the path toward healing,
Mm-hmm.
tell us.
Oh my.
They all want to know.
In a
We all
nutshell.
want to know.
In
No,
a nutshell.
And can they take this path? How do they, by curative
Yeah.
things, can they follow a path, or what is the process of creating health?